and how your emotions can just knock you off your base, so to speak.
Big time.
Yeah, and those two things together can destroy you. Your imagination, if you just let it run wild, you can just lose your mind.
Bingo.
And the same thing with your emotions. If you don't have those, and then in the end, like you said, if you don't even have a little bit of faith, you just give up hope.
Yeah,
That's it.
You're cut up. You're cut to shreds, and you're cutting yourself.
Wow, this is so deep.
And
okay, so go on.
It's really fun. Actually, it's really fun. I'm really containing myself because I'm sort of crazy. No, but we have. When you talk about swords, but our mind swords, right? And just as you have to train yourself, I mean, the actual swords are razor sharp. And so you never start training with a real sword. You train with a wooden sword to get started.
Yeah. Okay.
But you have to train to use them to learn how to use them properly. And
right.
Same with our mind swords. That's where where you have to train them in the use of meditation, zazen, or any kind of meditative practice, or the hypnotic practice, or guided imagery. Or even the Chinese Qigong energy exercise.
Right.
That's basically a really active form of hypnosis because they engage imagery and emotion.
That's so funny because I'm interviewing a Qigong master that's going to be having a workshop here. But you know what? We've got another call, so let me catch that for you. Okay, caller, you are on the air with Dr. Nelson.
Yes, how you doing today?
Hey, how are you?
Yourself?
I'm doing good. I'm not listening on the radio anymore. I just I had to get out the car, but I was listening earlier, and great topic and great info. Also, a martial artist, it touches home with the statements that the doctor is stating today. A great show so far. I left when the young lady called in and gave her testimony about what happened to her today, and then it struck me. And I know this is off topic, but I want to put out a challenge to your listeners because things like this is very important to continue to connect with people. But daily, when you have topics, if anyone will take that topic onto themselves, I will generate my time in creating a portal for these individuals to continue to communicate with others so they can reach out to other people that may have issues and what have you. And we can create a data structure with information so people can come back to. And like the doctor, we can tie in the doctor's information so people can continue to get help. So that's a challenge. I will give up my time and create a web portal for anyone who take these topics and want to take it to themselves and continue to reach out to people and have people come in and kind of chat with each other or kind of in a forum type way. So
all right. Well, listen, thank you so much for that challenge, okay? And send me an email, too.
Great.
And we can go into it. All right, thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah, okay, so you've got somebody that, after listening to you, they want to create a portal so that other people can get in touch with you and communicate with you. So I think that's great. I'm sorry, go on.
No, that's okay. And then, Black Belt Healing primarily covers how to go through the process of, Zen meditation, and also how to practice. It takes a daily practice of doing some self-hypnosis. Hypnosis isn't like what you see on TV and the movies. It's just really, I call it therapeutic daydreaming. If you can daydream, you can do this.
So anybody can, is it true that, well, let me ask you this, can anyone be hypnotized?
Oh, yeah. If you've ever daydreamed, you've been hypnotized.
Really?
If you've ever been lost in a good book, you've been hypnotized. If you've ever gone, you find yourself, you're thinking you're going to the gas station, but you end up at the grocery store.
Right.
Because your mind went into autopilot.
That's right.
That's a hypnotic state. And so we can, as you practice, you can control those, and you can actually begin to trigger those on cue with practice.
So now in the book, you're teaching people how to do meditation or incorporate meditation in their life. Now, is this something that they need to do all the time, or are you just teaching them to do this only when they're in pain?
I teach people to begin to do this as a lifestyle. Many of the people I work with actually have chronic pain, something that's been sitting around for over 6 to 7 months. And and it's not going away. And the doctors may say, hey, there's nothing here for us to work with anymore, and you just have to learn to live with it. Or sometimes we've had an injury, and it's pretty much healed up. It's because of our stressful life. Stress goes to our weakest link kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Stress will settle into that weaker spot, and so we have to manage it. And so I highly encourage a daily practice of these strategies, because with a daily ritual, the Japanese have a term called gyoji. It's daily practice of essential activity. And with practice, a ritualistic practice, every day, slowly over time, it builds strong internal power. Just like doing yoga, when you have a regular process of it, you find a subtle power beginning to grow.
Right.
And even if as you interview your Qigong master, you're going to find the same thing. Because in martial arts, we practice martial Qigong. A lot of our old kata, those forms that we do, are basically Qigong forms. They're designed to bring up energy.
Well, what's so amazing to me, with talking a little bit about Qigong, is that, now I don't know, they could have been doctored, but from my understanding, I was thinking about some of the things that I've seen on YouTube, but you can actually, you take this energy and you're really healing people with just the energy, correct?
That's correct. There's nothing more you need to do except just be there with the energy, and the energy does the work, and it knows what to do. And as you gain more intuition and just go and get a feel for it, you'll find yourself getting better. Now, there is a difference. We're using a lot of terms here of healing, and there's a difference between healing and curing.
Okay.
Okay.
And now explain to us the difference.
Okay, curing is like, say, removing a condition, a medical condition that's causing pain as if you've never had it. Like if somebody has arthritis and it gets totally removed and you no longer have it. That's a cure. Healing is more holistic. You may still have arthritis, but it transforms your life.
Mm-hmm.
It's a holistic, transformational view. Your whole viewpoint of life changes. I had a woman. Her name is Mary. She's in the book. She came to me. She had arthritis in her lower back. She was a young woman, only like in her mid-30s, I think.
Wow.
And it was like an ice pick driven in her back, in her lower back. And after about 3 months of doing what I asked her to do, it was really funny because her brother was a kung fu guy out in New York, and she asked her brother, should I trust this guy, Dr. Nelson? He goes, yeah, listen to him and do everything he tells you. And she did, because 3 months later she comes back. I was seeing her, and she goes, it's changed. It's no longer it's no longer an ice pick. It's just a piece of steel wool, scrubby.
Wow.
Yet the arthritis is still here. The arthritis, nothing has changed, but her ability to perceive and to enter in and to begin to flow, not only with her discomfort, but to begin to flow with life itself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it shows you how to actually manage your life in a totality and a holistic point of view. Budo, the Japanese term of Budo, which means way of the warrior, has another deeper meaning. It means to cease the struggle or to put away the sword, which means to cease the struggle.
Because that is a real warrior. I was remembering something that Bruce Lee said, that the moment you have to get physical with someone is the moment that you've lost.
You've already lost.
Yeah, and he was saying, I was looking at this interview with him, he was saying that, but in the West, we like to go rah rah, beat them up and all this other stuff, and him being known as this martial artist, one of the greatest, I guess, among us, or who had walked among us, because it's obvious he's no longer with us in physical form anyway. But for him to say, but that's not winning. If you can't convince someone with your mind, the moment that you have to use your hands, you've lost. And I just thought that was so profound. But you know what, David? I have got to take a commercial break.
Oh, that's no problem.
See, your conversation is so interesting. I haven't even taken a commercial break.
Well, you better take one.
Yeah, I got to take a commercial break. So I want you to stay on the line with me.
I will.
And for everybody out there, yes, we are talking with Dr. David Nelson. I'm trying to pull all this stuff up. Conversation about how we can cope with our pain, healing the natural way, using our minds, using meditation. I love that. This conversation is so awesome for me. 803-748-9293, 803-748-9293. If you have a question for Dr. David Nelson, who is the author of Black Belt Healing.